I'm your host, Tyler Rasmussen, and we've partnered up with our friends at Pool Pro Magazine to bring you a monthly news and notes segment on all things pool related. Knowledge is power, and by tuning in each month, you will stay informed on what the public and the industry are talking about. Joining us for these segments is Pool Pro Magazine's editor-in-chief, Megan Kendrick. With over 10 years' experience writing some of the best articles in the industry, we believe she is the perfect person to notify you on what's going on in the pool world that we know and love so much. Without further ado, let's jump into this month's News and Notes episode.
Welcome to your go-to podcast for the pool and spa industry. My name is Tyler Rasmussen.
And my name is Greg Viafania. And this is the Pool Chasers Podcast.
All right, welcome back, Megan. How was your holidays?
It was good.
Yeah? It's a very generic answer.
Yep.
Do you need me to expand on that?
I mean, I definitely can if you really want to know. I'm sure people are dying to hear about my holidays. But my kids are like that age where everything is so magical, you know? So like Mia, she's 2. She was just so stoked for the candy.
There you go.
It was just like every piece of candy that she found in her stocking was like the best thing that ever happened to her.
That's pretty cool.
You just can't.
Yeah.
Like, if you could just bottle that joy.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was just really fun. So yeah, all that was great.
Yeah, pretty fun. My boys too, they were super excited about everything, which is pretty fun. But
it is, yeah. It just makes it worth it. The staying up like till midnight, putting together stupid toys the night before.
Yeah, super fun. A couple years ago, I did driving school. I put together a toy. It was I don't know, 5 years ago, and it was like a 4-hour driving school, and I built that whole toy doing that. It was fun. Hey. Some like toy house, I don't remember, some playhouse or something.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, I don't know.
Back.
I feel like we haven't fully covered my life yet, Tyler. There's probably some more we need to talk about.
Yes, the listeners are very intrigued in the life of Megan. All right, let's jump into this news. So, Twitch, I know you're a big Twitch follower.
Yeah.
top Twitch streamer.
Most of the words you're about to say, I don't understand.
Right? The top Twitch streamer, Amaranth, is what I'm going to go with, who made waves last year as a prominent figure during the streaming service Hot Tub Meta, which I've never watched, but apparently she's the most watched Twitch.
You don't want to watch people Twitch from their hot tub?
No.
Are you like a decent human being or something?
Well, she recently purchased an inflatable pool company, which she announced on Twitter. The Inflatable Pool Tool Company, which was not publicly named, does about $15 million in revenue per year. She noted on Twitter it's reportedly a major supplier to a big box store like Amazon and Costco. It's purchased for a little bit more than $10 million.
I feel like we should make some guesses on who we think that the inflatable pool company is.
I don't know. Who do you think it is?
I don't know. I didn't take enough time to think about inflatable pool companies.
That's why.
That's why you punted.
That's why I punted it.
I feel like if we were a real podcast, Tyler, we would have like our guesses, and then we would rank them, and then we would make put it together a bracket, and then when it finally came out, we'd have like a winner.
March Madness.
Yeah.
Of pool float companies. But anyway, she purchased that as one of her investments. She recently purchased a gas station too, so apparently Twitch can pay some
I was
nice
gonna say
bills.
Apparently we need to do some more hot tub meta twitching.
There you go. We should Twitch
this. Is that how you
podcast.
put those words together?
Yeah.
Is that right? I don't know.
Yeah. So this one's pretty fun. The Station Casinos in Vegas is looking to fill some of the summer's hottest jobs, which are in quotations, at 2 local resorts during their upcoming casting call. The in-person casting calls will be for seasonal roles at Red Rock Casino and Green Valley Ranch Pools for 2022 season, which starts back up in March. Like a casting call for a job. So that's got to be Vegas. Vegas.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. Is are these casinos in Vegas? Number one,
100%.
Yes. Okay, but then my next question is: so are these Instagram influencers are showing up thinking that they're going to a casting call, and really they are going to have to serve drinks by the pool?
Probably.
I mean, this is some marketing that the pool industry really needs to take note of, because if we're having trouble hiring, apparently we need to tell them it's a casting call.
Correct.
Yeah.
And at the bottom, swimsuit attire, sneakers, mask, and resume will be required. Mask with your swimsuit.
I mean, that's a good look. Swimsuit with a mask.
Rocking it.
Amazing. That's so funny.
Like, casting call, huh? That's so...
I mean, I'm going to have to think about this one for a while because this is like, it's either like there's something genius about this idea, but also I just can't imagine it working.
I mean, it must.
Well, I mean, like, I imagine you get some people to show up, but
they're
like,
pretty much asking for hot people, right? The summer's hottest jobs.
Yeah,
like,
no, that is what they're asking. Like, show up in your bikini.
Yeah.
With your Speedo or whatever. I don't know what's sexy like men's swimwear.
Little shorts.
Okay.
Who knows? I don't know either.
Oh yeah, the short shorts. That's a thing now, right?
Yeah.
I'm feeling old lately.
Show up in that and carry a drink around and serve bougie people.
Yeah, and just like be really good at taking selfies by the pool
there you go.
with customers,
your customers.
I guess. Like, are you good at taking pictures of other people on their vacations?
That's freaking awesome.
This is fascinating.
All right. So let's get into more kind of normal pool stuff.
Is there such a thing?
So I think alligators in pools are pretty fun. Probably is pretty normal to Florida people. But, watching these videos of them trying to get alligators out of pools sometimes entertains me. Probably like your filter cleaning videos. Like, I just like watching these people try to get, but so in Florida, another one, like they posted on Hodge Pool Service, posted it. And so they operate out of Venice, Florida, but it's just a picture of the animal like trying to get out of the water, which from being from Arizona, we don't have, alligators.
You don't have alligators?
In pools?
No.
So it's pretty fun to watch.
They are fun. I will give you that. Like it is very entertaining.
Yeah. So then a couple more serious ones. So in Milwaukee, 11 students from a private Milwaukee school were taken to hospital after a chlorine buildup in the pool area caused air quality to deteriorate. Fire officials say the children from St. Augustine Preparatory Academy were treated for breathing problems at the Children's Hospital.
Everyone was fine.
School officials say mechanical failure in the pool caused excess chlorine to be released. But it's all serious. Yeah, that's chemicals around pools. Got to control them. This happens quite often. And last one, we're going to talk about this, and
I don't want to.
We discussed it a little bit before the show, but I want to bring it up because it's literally like the pool like pro's nightmare. So
I think it's the dog's nightmare, Tyler.
Well, the dog's nightmare and the homeowner's nightmare for sure. But anyways, a family is grieving the death of their 16-year-old Yorkie Terrier after reportedly died at the hands of a pool technician who has admitted to the crime. A surveillance camera outside the Fresno home captured the dog alive. And within minutes, you see the suspect disposing of the dog's body in a trash can near the curb. After making a confession and turning himself into the police on Thursday, this is an older article, the 23-year-old, I'm not going to say his name, is now facing felony charge of animal cruelty. So,
way to bring on the vibe, Tyler.
If you read the article further, the dog escaped, and he tries to help the dog by putting it back into the doggy door, which is the part that I'm saying like every pool guy's nightmare. And then the dog supposedly, it says nipped at him. So to me, that's sort of bit him, right? And he got upset and strangled the dog, which is not okay. But then he's on camera, like throwing the dog away, which is ridiculous. So anyways, be careful with people's animals. And obviously everywhere has cameras now. So you should
not
really
murder
puppies.
Dogs.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Glad we covered
killed the
that.
vibe of the podcast now. So everybody.
Well, I mean, it's like dealing with pets is a serious issue for our industry, right? I mean,
sure.
I think we did a story about this a while ago, and like every single person in the pool industry has a story about being attacked or chased or bitten or something, right? Like it's a real hazard of the job.
Right.
This is never the right response.
No. Never. I don't want to talk about it no more. It's sad.
I'm done with that.
So,
too.
All right.
Moving on.
All right, let's jump into the pool industry news, which again,
this is all acquisitions and growth, man. The money is flowing. People are buying stuff. Yeah. All right. So America's Swimming Pool Company, which is a pool service franchise. They've been around for a long time. So they have opened 4 new locations in Austin, Tucson, one in Florida, and then one in Alabama. So they are growing. Pool Scouts, another pool service franchise, they signed their 100th franchise unit. I think they're beyond that at this point from when this came out, but the 100th one was, a big deal that they wanted to celebrate. So they are growing.
That's a lot. I didn't realize that they were that big. So 100 is quite a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a milestone. And I think even in the same article where they talk about doing the 100th, they even mentioned that they had 101. So I'm sure it's even more than that at this point. So yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think the cool thing, again, I know we've talked about this before, but the cool thing with franchises and their growth is just that you're seeing this outside money typically come into the pool industry, and people who come from all kinds of different business backgrounds saying this is a viable place where I can make money.
Right.
So,
and the place, for me, the place that the franchise models are good for is somebody that wants to own a business that's never owned a business, never worked in the pool industry. So there's all those around every industry. You can buy a Subway and run a Subway. You can buy these things if you've never actually done it. The franchise model is pretty cool because it allows you to kind of plug and play with what they're providing. So there's a place for it for sure for people who want to own businesses, and then
absolutely
learn from people who've done it.
Yeah. Well, and then on the other side, kind of the other side of the coin, our friends over at NPP, National Pool Partners. So they have continued their buying spree. I'm going to call it that. They purchased ambiance pools in Tucson, Arizona, tropical water pools in Gilbert, Arizona, and X pools in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I think they're technically the largest pool service company in Arizona now, which, I mean, that's something to hang your hat on.
Yep. That puts them over 5,500 stops in Arizona, which is the biggest. So, and these if you're in Arizona, these are some big names.
Yeah, for sure. And then they've also bought some people up in the Dallas, Texas market, Pool Stop and Pacific Pools. So, they came out pretty strong in 2021 and just continuing on that train.
Yep. That moves them into Dallas area. So they were mostly in Austin before in Texas and opens up another market. So very interesting.
So another company that's been on a buying spree lately is Heritage Pool Supply. This is not a company that I am super familiar with. I think that they're mostly on the East Coast. And so it hasn't really been in my backyard so much, but they have been buying a bunch of people. So they started with Electric Motor Supply Company in December. Then they bought Aqua Central, which is going to have a lot of names that people recognize, like Florida Water Products, PEP, Bell Aqua, just several others. In early December, they bought Hatchick in late December, and then they recently bought Cinderella at the beginning of January. And Cinderella is a Midwest-based company, so they are really going after some of these distributors, which
I was
is
say
which
it's
is
more
interesting.
those are distributing kind of partners, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which okay, so as I've been looking into that one, I think that's one of the things that I found so fascinating is just how many local regional pool distributors there are, which I don't feel like I even realized, just because again, you kind of learn your area and the people sort of in your playing field, and there are so many companies out there that it's I did not even know they existed. So that's been interesting to learn about that.
You see some of them at the more regional trade shows.
Yeah.
And some of those names are on there. That's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
It's a hard market. I mean, especially in those small businesses. So I'm sure it helps both sides of that coin.
Yeah. So Sigura has merged with Solenis. These are chemical manufacturers. Sigura used to be Lonza, used to be Advantis, it's just a long line of mergers and moving around. I feel like that's something that happens in this, especially when you're talking about like chemical companies that do things other than pool and spa chemicals, when they're doing like industrial chemicals across lots of different industries. I feel like this acquisition, buying, merging, like moving one business unit to another company is a pretty common thing. And it's definitely the case with Sigura because they have been moved around
Several
a lot.
times.
Yeah, for sure. So moving on to more acquisitions.
This one happened recently, right?
Yes,
So-
this is a new one. This is like I'm not going to have to
Yesterday?
I'm not going to have to text you tonight and be like, "Do we have to re-record the
I know.
podcast because of this?"
Almost every time we record, the next day or the day after, somebody like acquires somebody big. I'm like, nope, get on the next, goes on the next one.
Or like when we did our product one, it was like the next, I think it was hours later, we both were like, I forgot this. I
Yep.
forgot that.
Yep.
Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So anyway, Claffey Pools, giant pool builder in Texas, very well known. Just a familiar industry name. So they have been purchased by Riverbend Sandler, which is a, private equity firm. They've also been buying up some other Texas-based pool builders, and so they're building up a very big pool company. They're in.
That's a
in
new
Texas.
one for. I mean, I didn't that they are buying pool builders, right? A lot of the service has now taken on this kind of merger or acquisition market, but this builders, I haven't really seen much of that. So maybe that's going to be a trend that we're going towards here as far as them acquiring them. So
so it started with, it was like a concentric equity partners. They bought Riverbend Sandler pools, and then kind of under that name, they have started to buy other pool companies. So Claffey, and then Pulliam Pools. I think that's it.
More to come, I'm sure, on February's news and notes. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
It's not out right now is everybody's like fourth quarter earnings reports, Tyler.
Yes,
so we just missed that. So we're gonna get that in February. We'll get all of our year end earnings reports from all the big pool companies. So everyone can get excited about hearing those numbers. So I have a couple Hayward notes. So you know about Plungie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they've got like precast concrete pools that you can buy, like little kind of like plunge pools.
Mm-hmm.
So they have partnered with Hayward to supply all of their equipment. So that is an interesting partnership. And
it is.
The growth of that market is really interesting. And so it's something that I've kind of got like on my radar of things to watch over the next couple of years is how that continues to evolve. It's pretty interesting to me. And then
a
Hayward
big trend because it similar to like a fiberglass model, right? But they're doing it in concrete molds. So you can I think that has a trend towards the smaller backyards and more the lifestyle brand than these giant pools that we're used to seeing. And definitely is a big thing in Australia. And I think it's moving here to the US.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be perfectly honest, like, just as a consumer, I'm really attracted to that because it's a fast and easy installation. It's not as messy. It's not as expensive.
Right.
And I mean, it depends on your needs, but for me, I don't feel like I would need a giant swimming pool, right? Like just, a small body of water, is fine. So yeah, it's an interesting segment of the industry. I would put mod pools in there too.
Sure. Yeah, mod pools.
Yeah. And then another, like, and just some like good news. The end of the year, Hayward donated $10,000 to St. Jude's Research Hospital. I mean, I know kind of the end of the year giving, lots of people are doing things like that, but this is one that came across my desk that it's like, it's always good to hear about those things and give a little bit of kudos for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's cool because they did if you read the article, it talks about they did a contest between like Hayward, I think it's regions, and like one of the regions won and they chose to donate their money instead of getting it, which is, that's cool, because Hayward could donate 10,000 easily. But the employees making that decision, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. a little bit different for sure. So movers and shakers. Movers and shakers. So do you know the Mazzy injector company? They do ozone stuff. So
you need to talk to Beth Hamill so you can understand the Mazzy injectors.
I have. It's been a while, but yes, that has happened. So they promoted Justin Bennett to Vice President of Engineering and Operation. Congratulations. Justin. Joe Marcotte, he went from Filbur, which is Filbur, the filter company. He went to Darley, which is another filter company, as their, I think, VP of Sales and Business Development. And then Meg Post, she was promoted to the president of Haviland. So, I mean, obviously, like if you've seen the last issue of the magazine, it's all women on our cover. And something that I love about this is that you don't see a lot of women in our industry, at least, and let's be honest, in the world in general, kind of in those C-suite positions, right? Where they're like the CFO, the CEO, CMO, those kinds of things. And so I love that she had, she was
CFO and now
president. She's on that side of the business that you just don't typically see women. And so I think that's awesome. So congratulations to her.
Very cool.
Yeah. So when we're recording this episode, it should be the Desert Pool and Spa Show, but that has been rescheduled to April, if you didn't know that, Tyler. So don't try to go to the Desert Pool and Spa Show.
I'm bummed.
Yeah, don't go. It will be not there. There's a lot of shows coming up.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, so this one has been postponed.
Yeah,
this one's been postponed or rescheduled. The Canadian Pool and Spa Show has been postponed. They haven't picked a new date for that yet. Atlantic City is coming up. I think the week that this is coming out, it will be right before that show starts. I feel like they are
going to have it.
They are. I feel like that. Yes, they're going to have it. The show has come out with some pretty strong wording on having the show. I will be there. We will have a booth unless I'm quarantined, which, you never know.
Never know.
So yeah, Pool and Spa Show coming up January 25th through 27th. Then the National Plasterers Council annual conference is February 9th through 11th. That's in Atlanta. I'll also be at that one.
Sweet.
Yes.
It's your pool pro swag.
Yeah. Have you ever been to the NPC show?
I have not. I was supposed to go with Greg Garrett that year that he passed, so I didn't go to it. No, I've heard it's pretty cool though.
It's a great show, and I mean, obviously, if you are a plasterer, it's a great show to go to. But if you are someone who wants to do startups, it's a great show to go to. If you're someone who just wants to learn about caring for a pool surface pretty much in any way, it's really interesting. Like their technical information and education is really good. And also like they're just kind of a lot of fun.
I've heard that. They're really fun.
They have a good time. Fun to hang out with. Good group of people. So yeah, I mean, if you can get to that one, I would recommend it. I'm looking forward to it. So
very cool. Yeah, I will definitely have to get to one of those someday. I really like that technical piece. I think it helps you in a lot of ways. So let's talk about the Pool Pro story, which is awesome. A first of firsts, right?
Yeah. So we did our kind of very first women in the industry, Pool Women Power
very
article.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And obviously we've covered lots of different women in the industry and the magazine in various ways.
Right.
I think what I really enjoyed about it is like it's a bunch of women who are at different points in their careers and who are, have kind of gone different ways, different facets, different things in the industry, and just a little bit about their story and what they're doing and the obstacles that they've faced as women in the industry. It's enjoyable. I like it. I would recommend you read it.
Well, you are a woman, and now I see that you.
I am a woman in the swimming pool industry.
In the industry.
Correct. This is correct. Yeah.
But
Yes,
I think we all love it. Like, I mean, it's something that we've obviously all now embraced. Whereas before, I think they were, and obviously still have those tools out there that don't like it. But
you said it.
It's pretty cool, like that. It's something that's happening, and women can, be just as good at some of these jobs as guys are, if not better at some time. I've seen a lot of women do stuff better, and it's cool that it's being accepted now, and we've all embraced it. And everybody on that cover's got a unique story or some type of social following or some type of way that they're making the industry better, and I'm all for it.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's really fantastic, and it's something that I really love about like this particular group of women that are on our cover, and then just in the industry in general, is that they've really carved out a place to take care of each other and help teach each other and mentor each other and be sounding boards for each other in a way that I think is really, really cool. Which brings me to the other thing I want to mention is the Women in the Industry group that the Penn Jersey chapter of the PHTA of NESPA has. And it's not just for women on the East Coast or people who are part of that organization. Pretty much any woman in the swimming pool industry can take part in their seminars and webinars and the things that they do. And
trainings.
I've just heard great things, and it just is a great group of women who are like really supporting each other. And it's awesome. They're going to have an event at the NESPA show. So if you are a pool woman who is going to be in New Jersey when this comes out, you should definitely check it out.
Yes, absolutely. Super cool. Super cool. I don't want to call it a trend because I think it's definitely it's just going to be in the new way of doing things, right?
This is like a long time coming, right?
Long time.
Well, because like a lot of these women have been in the industry for as long as for a very long time. Like they know their stuff, so it's like they're finally getting a little bit of their
recognition they deserve.
Their day in the sun.
Very cool. All right. So tell people how they can get the magazine and follow Pool Pro.
Yes. So you can pick up Pool Pro magazine for free at your local SCP or Superior
Pool Products.
Too many acronyms. And then also if you go to our website, poolpromag.com, or any of our social media sites, you can purchase a subscription that will come to your home. Also, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, my name is Megan Kendrick. You can find me there.
Click, follow. I love that. We put that in our show doc notes of just follow me on LinkedIn.
Follow me on LinkedIn. It just feels really weird to be like, follow me on LinkedIn.
Self promote.
Yeah, for sure. But I will say, I feel like some of our best conversations about the stuff in the magazine is happening on LinkedIn, and specifically on my LinkedIn profile.
Sure.
So, you could check that out if you want to see what people are talking about.
LinkedIn's definitely growing in the pool industry too.
Yes, a lot. 100%. Yeah.
It's growing in general everywhere, but
Tyler,
pool industry people.
Our cover of the Pool Girls on LinkedIn got something like 10,000 views on
Very
LinkedIn.
Cool.
That was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So check out the LinkedIn, man.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us again at 9:00 at night, which is why we're kind of goofy now. 10:15. Anyways, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to learn more, you can hit the link in the show notes below or visit poolchasers.com. If you'd like to learn more about Pool Pro Magazine, pick up the latest issue at your local SCP or Superior and visit them at poolpromag.com. See you out there, Pool Chasers.